Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate your own final expense live transfer lead. So I'm going to give you a full breakdown, a full walkthrough, kind of essentially what the live transfer lead vendors are doing, but they're doing it on a larger scale. I'm going to go over how to find lead sources for live transfers, meaning like the raw name and number that are called initially for the live transfer. I'm going to go over how to hire a virtual assistant overseas to call those old leads, and how to train that person through a script on how to send those people over to you once they pre-qualify them. And I'm going to go over a CRM that you're going to have to set up for that virtual assistant so that you don't get into any issues with do not call lists and stuff like that. It makes it way more efficient. I'm going to go into all that with you guys here. This is going to be total fire, so please stay tuned and listen. Look, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Just hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, hit the bell. I bring you content like this every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. And I would always love to hear anything that you'd like to see videos on. Just email me at jve@thejve.com. First things first, it's going to require a little bit of an initial investment on your end to get live transfers. You're not going to get them for free, but it's going to be cheaper than it would be if you're just buying them from a vendor. So I'm going to break down with you exactly how that's going to work here. But first things first, what you have to do is buy a bunch of aged leads or data. So an aged lead would be like an aged Facebook lead or an aged SEO lead. So what you want to do, it doesn't matter the quality of these leads. You want to reach out to a bunch of different vendors. If you need information on what vendors to reach out to, just email me again at jve@thejve.com, and I'll try to point you in the right direction. So I'll refer you to the sources as you reach out to me, and what you want to do is pretty much just price shop. Be like, hey, who can give me the cheapest aged lead? Because what you're going to have set up is you're going to have a virtual assistant overseas calling those aged leads. Now, virtual assistants are super cheap, so we'll get into how you get that set up after. But what you're going to do is buy a ton of age leads. So find the vendor that'll give you the cheapest age leads possible. I would focus around like $1 or $2 each. See if you can get them down to that, or maybe even less. Age Facebook leads or internet leads. Now, what you could also do is buy data. So just lists of names and numbers of people over 55 years old in the states that you're licensed. Reach out to me if you need some sources on data vendors. I can always look those up and find that too. So really what you're getting is large lists of names and numbers. Preferably it's people who express interest in this information, but if those are like super unaffordable for some reason, then you can always get just lists of names and numbers. So first things first, buy a bunch of aged leads. Facebook or SEO leads, internet leads, those are going to be the cheapest. That's why I say that. And then or just a list of names and numbers of people over the age of 55, because chances are most people over 55 are going to need these programs anyway. So next thing you want to do is purchase a CRM. So the CRM that I recommend to you is called Call Tools. Okay, Call Tools. You can check a link in the description for Call Tools. Okay, because you're going to be hiring someone to make the calls to those leads in a CRM, and then once they get that person on the line and bring them through a script, they're going to push them to you. It is just super important. Once again, do not use another CRM unless it has a do not call list scrubber. I haven't seen other CRMs that have that. You very well may have it. If you know of one that has it, totally cool, use that. But it's very important. I do not want any of you guys getting hit with a lawsuit for calling someone on a do not call list. It's not fun. So make sure you use a CRM that has a do not call list scrubber built into it. And Call Tools does. It's super easy to set up and get working. And also you can have it set up so it just starts automatically calling numbers. The VA doesn't even have to do anything. They just sit there and wait for someone to answer and bring them through the script. So that brings us to hiring your virtual assistant. What I would do is I would go on Facebook groups for virtual assistants, or Google, hire a virtual assistant, or reach out to me. I can point you in the right direction. I do have some VAs, but it's from a source that is separate. Essentially, a virtual assistant is someone in the Philippines who's going to work a lot harder than your average American. And they'll make a ton of phone calls for you. There are a ton of overqualified virtual assistants. They have master's degrees, they have bachelor's degrees, some of them have PhDs, and they're trying to be virtual assistants because work just isn't available over there. So when you interview a VA and you find a VA, you want to find someone who has a really good resume and hopefully the most American accent as possible. So You want to get someone with his best, most fluent English as possible, obviously, and you want to get someone who is just the good personality, conversationalist. You'll be able to tell when you're interviewing them if you feel like they'd kind of be good at talking to people. Okay, you may have to interview a few of them, but whatever, it's worth your time. And the reason I recommend a virtual assistant is because you can get it for like $5-6 an hour is what you can pay that person to make hundreds of phone calls a day. Like literally, my VAs make 400 to 500 phone calls a day, 500-600 sometimes, like cold calls. So like, show me one American who's doing that for like cheap, for, well, not one, but you know what I mean. Like they do that every day consistently, and they don't complain. They don't ask questions. It's just, hey, what do I do? Cool, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out. They ask questions about how to do it and how to do it better. So they're amazing. I've had a great experience with virtual assistants. I'm a big proponent of them. And yes, I would love to hire Americans, but you know what? Most Americans are lazy, and that's just what it is. And it's cheaper to have someone in the Philippines, and you don't have to deal with payroll tax and like benefits and all that other stuff. So what you do, you hire a virtual assistant, okay, and then they log into the CRM, and they are going to be calling through the CRM. Oh, you could also probably check out Fiverr as well. Fiverr, Fiverr. It's an app. I'm sure you could just go in there and search virtual assistant. So once you've hired your virtual assistant, you want to train your virtual assistant on the introduction script, so on the live transfer script. So I have a copy of a live transfer script. I'm going to put it in the description here. And also, if it's not in the description, just email me at jve@thejve.com, and I will provide you a copy of the live transfer script. Essentially, what's going to happen is the virtual assistant is going to get someone on the phone from that list of leads that you set up in Call Tools and scrub through a Do Not Call scrubber. And once they get someone on the phone, they're going to bring them through that script. Now, at the end of the script, what they're going to do is transfer that person over to you. It's a very basic script. It's just like, hey, you know, at one point in time, someone with this number requested a quote on life insurance or on final expense insurance. I'm here to, and we want to make sure we get you the most accurate quotes. Is this your full name? And they kind of just go through. It's a very, very basic script. It only takes them a few minutes, and at the end of that, they say, you know what? We have a licensed agent standing by right now to help get those quotes to you as quickly as possible. So just hang on the line here. We're gonna get someone on, and then they just three-way you into the call. And you may be on your cell phone, you may be on a CRM or a dialer, but they can just three-way you into the call. You answer it, and then you bring that person through the telemarketing the live transfer script. So you want to train your VA, though, and you want to drill them on this script many, many times. You want them to read it like, you want to have be like, I need you to read this 50 times, like a day. Or I need you to read it like 20 times a night before you start, or whatever it could be. And you want to spend a few hours every day with them for the first few days drilling the script and getting it down, making sure their tonality is right, making sure they sound good, helping them with their pronunciation. Okay, really just nailing down this script, because once they get this down, it's going to help them push more people to you. Once they are trained up, you got your whole setup there for live transfers. You literally built a virtual call center for live transfer leads. So I'm going to recap here. First thing that you did is you purchased a large amount of aged leads, either final expense leads or internet leads, or just data, like names and numbers of people over the age of 55 in your state. Next, what you did is you purchased Call Tools, and you took that list and you uploaded it into Call Tools so that whole list of names and numbers is in there for your virtual assistant to be able to call, or anyone to be able to call, and it's scrubbed against a Do Not Call list. Next, you hired a virtual assistant. You trained the virtual assistant on the live transfer script on the VA side. That person drilled it down, they got it, they nailed it. Now you get them on your CRM, Call Tools, and you get them installed on their computer on their end. It may require some Zoom meetings and screen sharing and stuff like that. And now they are cranking through and calling a ton of the leads that will potentially be live transfers for you. Once they get someone on the phone, they bring them through the basics of the script, and you guys should have a Skype chat where they can text you, hey, I got one here. That way you're ready to take a live transfer. At the end of the script, they're going to three-way you into the call, and then you bring them through the presentation. And if you want to learn how to sell live transfers properly, what you're going to want to do is look right above me here. Okay, right above me, you're going to see something that says Live Transfer guide. Now, this is a video that I made on how to sell live transfers over the phone. I have a way that I handle live transfers, a script for it. It's provided in the video. And then I also have a breakdown of exactly what I say and how I say it when the live transfer comes in. So this is huge. Highly, highly recommend that you guys take advantage of this content here and implement this. It's only going to cost you a few $100 to get going. So please do it. You make one sale off this, you're going to more than pay for the cost of getting this all set up. So you're going to try to get a couple hundred leads. You're going to want to get a VA. You're going to want to get the call tool set up. It's going to be a little bit of an initial investment, but I'm telling you, it's going to be so worth it. And haggle down those lead vendors on the aged lead price. Like, come on, what are they doing anyway? They've been called by 50 other agents, so they should be selling them to you for like $1 or $2 each. Okay, so make sure that you have all that stuff set up. If you have any questions about doing this, please just reach out to me, jve@thejve.com. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications. Next, what I'm going to be showing you is a full walkthrough on call tools and how to set up call tools so that you can make your calls, so that you can have your virtual assistant call these leads. I'm going to go over the advantages here, why you would want to do this instead of buying them from an outside source. So first off, once you get your VA trained on how to handle the greeting and how to handle the intro script for the live transfers, you're going to save a ton of money. The person's going to get really, really good at bringing them through a presentation. They're going to be able to send them over to you, and they're going to be able to bring a pretty good volume to you. And you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. Yes, it's going to take some time to prepare and all this other stuff. And if someone tells you, oh, it's not worth it, save your time's valuable, they're probably selling you the leads. Like, I've never had anybody tell me not to get good at marketing, okay, who like actually knows their stuff. So someone who tells you that is either too stupid to figure it out themselves, or they're selling you the leads. Second, there's a huge advantage to this is that you don't have to deal with the buffer. So what I mean by that is with most live transfers, it's like 90 to 120 seconds that you have to sell the lead, or not to sell the lead, it's 90 to 120 seconds before you get billed for the live transfer itself. So with this, you can take your time. You can follow a normal presentation. You can be a little more smooth. You don't have to like dig into is this something that you want to do today? Quickly. Because you're not worried about getting billed $35, $40, $50 for a live transfer, whatever it may be. Another reason why this is a huge advantage to have your own going is because you know exactly what your VA is saying before they send it over. Like, you know what the pitch is, you know what the script is. And now other live transfers, you get it, and it's just like, okay, like, what was this person told? What was the verbiage? I have no idea. How am I supposed to catch this? It's like trying to catch a ball. You don't know how fast it's coming. It's like, hey, put your hand out and grab this ball. You don't know if it's a lob pass, or someone's just whipping it as hard as they can. So when you have your virtual assistant over there sending you the calls, you'll know how to, you'll be able to cushion it better, you'll be able to handle it better, and you may be able to use some of the information that they talk about while they're talking to the lead. And then also, the VA can push the information over to you that they have available to them, like what about on the lead. So you'll know, hey, this is who I'm talking to, this is what the lead form looks like, this is their date of birth, or whatever information is in the data that they're calling. You'll know what it is on your end because the VA can just send it to you. They can send you a picture in Skype or push it to you through CRM. If you're using the same CRM, you can look it up. Additionally, you can incentivize the person who is calling for you a little bit more. Be like, hey, you know what? If you have a really good performance this week, I am going to give you X amount of money or whatever it may be. You can help incentivize the person and help them want to get better faster, and they actually have a connection with you. It's not like they're just kind of working somewhere and have no idea who you are and don't really care. You can form a connection with them, and it's cool because they'll want to help you more in that aspect, and it's kind of like you're growing a team, growing an agency. And then once you figure this out, you'll be able to scale it with other agents too. And then also, you can't blame anyone but yourself. Like, if you don't sell them, or it's not coming through and you're not handling it properly, you can't blame the lead company, you can't blame the transfer, you can't blame the whoever it may be, you can't blame the person on the other end of the phone. You can only blame yourself because you know what your virtual assistant is saying. If they're not saying the right thing, then hey, it's your fault for not training them well. If you're not handling the transfer properly, hey, then you better train on it. So you can watch the video that I have on how to sell live transfers over the phone, and you'll be able to learn that stuff. Now, Call Tools is a great CRM for your VA. I'm not going to post a tutorial here on it and a whole walkthrough, but if you go to calltools.com, they will run through a whole demo with you, and they'll show you exactly what you want to do. Just let them know, hey, I'm going to buy a list of data. I'm going to have someone in the Philippines calling this data, and I'm going to need them to transfer the call to me once they get someone on the phone through a basic script. So you'll just have to work with them to figure out, hey, they'll show you how to load the list, how to get it so that the VA can call in an automatic dialer, that whole thing. So their whole team will help you with that. But guys, this is a huge way to make a lot of money in the business. You'll be able to generate your own live transfers. You'll be able to learn how to do it. You'll be able to have all the sources, train your VA. You'll know what they're saying. You'll be able to nail your pitch down. And ultimately, you'll be able to have a higher ROI on your investment. And you'll be able to make more money. So you'll have more independence too. You won't be at the whim of the lead vendors on how much they're going to charge you, whether the leads suck or not. You can't even say they suck at this point because it's up to you. You have full control over that. So apply this video. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. I look forward to hearing some positive feedback and results from this.